This is the fourth video on my series of talk on the topic entitled Learning a Language. There are people who will suggest to you to learn meaning of words. They will say every day you learn meaning of 5 words. And then at the end of the month you will learn meaning of some 150 words, and in a year you will learn so many words. But the question is, only the meaning of the words, is it enough? That is the thing. Merely knowing the meaning of words is not enough. Why not enough? Let me give an example. You meet your friend, you ask him, how are you? He said, I am fine. You know the meaning of the word fine? Yes, you know. Fine means okay, good. I am doing good. I am hale and hearty. There is no problem with me. How are you? I am fine. And then you tell him that the boss has imposed a fine on you. In your sentence again the word fine is there. When he used the word fine, I am fine, and now you said the boss has imposed a fine on you. After listening to your fine, I don't think he will again say yes, I am fine. He is no more fine. What I want to say is that the same word fine, it is used in 2 quite different senses. It has 2 different meanings. So, just knowing the meaning of the word is not everything. You have to know in what context, in what way it is used. Then you have synonym and you have homonym, etc., where different words give the same meaning. For example, rich and wealthy, difficult and hard. So, resting, relaxing, these things mean the same thing. Then again, the same word may mean different things. As I have told you, fine, it gives different meanings. Or for example, rest. I have purchased 10 mangoes. I will eat 2 and I will give the rest to my friends. This rest means the remaining ones. After eating 2 out of 10 mangoes, the remaining ones, the 8 mangoes I will give to my friends. Rest means remaining ones. Then again, he is taking rest. He is taking rest. Here rest means relaxation. This rest is a noun. And this, in this sense, again you can use the word rest as a verb. He is resting. So the same word may be used in different senses, in different forms. These things we all need to know. We use the word well. Well. How are you? I am well. And if you say somebody, he fell into the well and he is still in the well. Someone who is in the well, he is not at all well. Here what is the meaning? The same word well, it gives 2 meanings, 2 quite different meanings. They have no link at all. You may ask me that these are all in English language. Yes, I am talking about, I am giving these examples from English, but the similar things are there in every language. Let me give examples. In our language, one example I will give, khurma. It is a food item. Khurma goes along with pulao. We all know, we are familiar. Delicious, yes? Water might have come into some of your tongues. But the same word khurma, if you go to a tea stall, along with tea, he may offer you khurma. Those things that look like your fingers. That khurma is also a food item. In our language we have it. But we don't feel any difficulty. When someone says, what did you eat? Khurma, you get it. You get the meaning from the context. The similar things are there in every language. So you have to know the context in which it is used. And to know this, you have to be very observant. You have to observe things. You have to be intelligent also. You have to be familiar with the usages of that particular language. Now, another important point is appropriateness. That is very important. Appropriateness is very important. One example from English let me give. Tell and say. We know tell and say are the same thing. But when I ask you that, say that he told a story, you cannot say he said a story. If you ask me why, then what shall I say? I will tell you that this is how the English native speakers use the word. For a story, when they talk about a story, they use the word tell and not say. A similar thing is there in our language. Those people who speak Sylheti will understand it better. For example, this body in Assamese it is called Horir, in Bengali Shorir, and in Sylheti we call it Shoril, we also call it Gotor. Shoril and Gotor are same thing, yes, there is no doubt about it. But when you say Shorilo Vedna, Gotro Vedna, there is pain in your body, no problem. Whether you say Shoril or Gotor, it's okay. But the moment you say Shoril Balanai, you cannot say Gotor Balanai. Here Shoril and Gotor are not, you are not free to use either of them. You must say Shoril Balanai. If you say Gotor Balanai, people will laugh at you. The same is the case with told a story. You cannot say said a story. You have to say told a story. The same is the case that we in Sylheti we find you must say Shoril, not Gotor. That is how the native speakers of Sylheti use the word Gotor and Shoril. That is how the native speakers of English use the word tell and say. And these minute things you all have to know to learn a language. In every language, such complexities, such minute things are there. So in order to know the language well, in order to use the language well, you have to know these things. That will take some time. And then the next thing is sense and context. In what sense, in what context words are used, you have to know. Just knowing the meaning is not everything. Let me give example. We all know the meaning of the word Baba. In our language, in many Indian languages, the word is Baba, we all know. Baba is father. Baba is the husband of Ma, we all know. But when you meet a small child and out of love you call him Baba, Baba, ki khobor? This Baba is not your father. This Baba is not your mother's husband. Do you ever bother about it or do you ever even ask your friend, why are you calling him Baba, a small child? Was he married to your mother? Did he have physical relation with your mother before you were born? No such question comes. We all know that the same word Baba which we use to mean a biological relation is also used to mean it is an expression of love for small children. Not only this, even there is Baba for those religious gurus, Baba Loknath, and recently we have Baba Ramdev also. Even more examples are there. When you say out of you are not happy with the situation, you are not happy with something that someone said, and you are saying, Are Baba? What is this Are Baba? Again you are using the word Baba, but you don't mean that man is your mother's husband, no? So we have to know that the same word is used in different senses, in different contexts. Let me give example of the word bow again, bow. The word bow in many Indian languages, especially in Bengali, is there, which means wife. We all know. A woman whom a man marries, she becomes his wife and she is the bow. Now, when a man married in our culture, when a man gets married and he has his wife at home, in our culture, he does not openly tell all the people that she is my beau and I have a beau at home. No. But see, especially in Sylheti culture, you will find it that the man's father, he very proudly and openly telling everybody, Bodo beau nahi aur kisoi. Whose beau is she? Is it your beau or your son's beau? Will people argue? Will people have a debate on him that you are not talking sense, you are shameless that it is your son's wife and you are telling her your beau? You had a beau many years ago, then only your son was born, and then this man has just recently got a beau and you are telling her your beau. How is it? You will not say, because you know it very well that the word beau is used in that sense also. A father-in-law also uses the word beau to mean his daughter-in-law. There is nothing wrong about it. But if you don't, since we know it, there is no issue. So the same thing may be there in other languages also. Then we have to be very careful about those things. Fine? There are many such examples. Maybe on some other occasions I can give you some more examples. My bottom line of what I have said is that words are used in different senses, in different contexts to mean different things. And then appropriateness of words that I have told you. So we have to keep all these things in mind when we learn a language. Since these minute things, these complexities are there in our language, it is there in every language, it is obvious. So whenever you are learning a new language, you have to be careful about it, you have to make yourself familiar with these things. Hope things will work, and we will again meet in the next video. Thank you very much.